gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever you want to call yourself, welcome to this episode of Fireside Yankees. We are joined by one of the FSY favorites, the Twitter fan favorites, one of my personal favorites, Gabe Playoff Tanaka, the man himself. Gabe, how are you doing on this fine Friday the 13th?
Oh, I didn't even realize it was Friday the 13th, but I'm doing well, Nick. How are you, man? Glad to be on.
Good. Yeah, I'm very happy to have you on again. This is our first episode we've done with you in the new year, so hopefully your new year was rung in well. It's like the Larry David quote, it's too late to wish you a happy new year, so everything after January 7th, you can't wish happy new year. So not happy new year to you. Very excited to have you on today. We're going to talk about some of the offseason moves the Yankees have made and some more moves that you'd like to see the Yankees make. Using your influence and platform for good is something that you do. So I think what we should do is urge the Yankees front office to trade for Tyler Wade. That's how we're going to start this episode off. We're kicking into high gear right away, Gabe. What are your thoughts on that for starters?
On the Yankees trading for Tyler Wade?
Yeah,
Tyler
bring him
Wade.
back for
Well,
the third
Tyler
time's the
Wade-
charm, Gabe. Third time's the charm.
Tyler Wade came back last year, right? And he just played in the minors. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, and he carried Scranton.
Yeah, but dude, that's kind of sad for Tyler Wade. Like after all these years, he was getting time with the Angels, and then he's just back in AAA with the Yankees where he was like half a decade ago. That's just.
And now he's back with Oakland. He signed a minor league deal with Oakland and got an NRI for spring training. So I'm telling you, dude, Tyler Wade's gonna come out in spring training in those gorgeous athletic uniforms, and he's gonna put up like an insane OPS in spring, and they're gonna be like, you know what? Day one starting shortstop right there, Tyler Wade. And that's all. That makes me very happy. That makes me very happy.
I mean, another former Yankee legend, Mike Tauchman, signed a minor league deal with the Chicago Cubs today. And him and Jackson
Ooh.
Frazier, I was just thinking about it. Him and Jackson Frazier, who I believe is still a Cub, I think he's signed a minor league deal.
Yeah, I think he might.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's still a Cub. They will be battling it out for an outfield spot, for the fourth outfield spot. Like, it feels like the 2019 Yankees again in Chicago.
Now I gotta ask you, who do you think wins that spot?
Tauchman. Clint/Jackson isn't good. Dude, he's not good.
Clint used to have the
Tauchman's
fastest
the
hands
man.
in the West, and now it's like, well, what happened to you? I mean Jackson. I mean Clint. No, it's Clint.
It's Jackson now.
I think he went back to Clint for all I know. That's how that boy rolls, baby. However, have you seen Clint Frazier's closet? He has so many shoes. It's insane. He's like the PJ Tucker of baseball.
Wait, does he still have Scranton Rail Riders in his Twitter bio?
That would be hilarious if he still does. I mean, it's only been like 3 years.
Does he? Yeah, he does. Scranton Rail Riders forever, it says.
That's how he rolls, baby. That is how he rolls. And that's what we like to see. We like to see someone, holding it down, remembering their heydays, the glory days, if you may. So I don't know. I'm good for Clint Jackson. I'm just going to call him that every time now. And good for Tauchman. I mean, again, however, thanks, Tauchman, for getting us Wandy. So we really appreciate that.
That's right.
Because now Wandy, the Wandinator, is one of the best bullpen arms on the team. And that's kind of a great transition here into the first question I'll ask you. We've talked a lot about the bullpen over the past couple of weeks and the way the Yankees have constructed it for this season. Do you think that the Yankees bullpen is going to be one of the best bullpens in baseball?
100%, dude. Like, when you just write out the names, like, it's like name after name, like an impact dude. And there's a lot of, like, younger guys that, like, we don't really currently see as guys who could impact or high levers at the moment. Like Weissert has absolutely filthy stuff. Your guy. There's a ton of dudes ready to come up, and we already have a solid 6 or 7 back end. I think this is the best Yankees bullpen that we've had in this era, in this Judge era. I agree.
I think it's gonna kind of be very similar to the dominance that we saw from No Runs DMC. Granted, I don't think we have as good of a back 3 as we did then. I mean, again, Chapman, Miller, and Betances was absolutely filthy for a little while there. But as a whole, the 8-man bullpen should be absolutely elite this season. So I absolutely agree with you there. I think it's going to be fantastic. Some of the acquisitions like Tommy Kahnle, and then the addition by subtraction, no more Rodufus. Zach Britton is no longer with the team. So we should see some younger guys get more opportunities, including Weissert and my guy Ron Ladon. But I've also seen a lot of people proposing Ron Ladon in possible trade packages to the Twins for Arias. That's another question I want to get your thoughts on. Do you think the Yankees will get Arias? And if not, Who do you think does? Do you think the Marlins just swoop in and say, screw it, we'll give you Pablo Lopez for him?
I don't think it's super likely that the Yankees go in and get him. I think they'd have to give up. I mean, from what I saw, the Twins are asking for a pretty solid package, and Arise is a great player. Like he'd be a really really nice bat for the Yankees lineup. I don't know how much they'd want. I don't know if it would be Glaber and Peraza and a Marinaccio. I mean,
God, it's getting worse.
yeah, I know. And like a lot of people want to trade Glaber Torres, and like I just because he's a guy who currently has value and that's a major league player doesn't mean that you have to trade him. You know, he's one of the top 5 hitters in the Yankees lineup, a lineup that kind of still needs a little bit more of a punch. So I'm not high on trading Glaber. If you were to get a Rise back, I'd be for it. As far as him being shopped, I haven't heard too much. Like, or the Marlins in on him? I don't really know why
the Marlins have been in on him. And
why are they looking to shop him?
They want the Twins want Pablo Lopez, and they're willing to move some of their guys. Because as of right now, it looks like Arias would probably...
He's a stud.
Yeah, he'd probably start at first base for them opening day. But the Twins need more pitching, and that's the way they see it. Their offense is a lot better now that they got Correa. I mean, we can't lie about that. And Joey Gallo, with no shift, should be a demon. Like, let's be honest here. I know he strikes out 33% of the time, but when he puts the ball in play, he's going to put it in play and get probably more base knocks than he ever has in his entire career. I mean, remember that one season where Joey Gallo hit, like, more home runs than singles?
I thought he does that, like, every year.
I mean, he probably does do it every year. You're probably right about that.
Dude.
But I think Arias is a guy that definitely should be on the radar for a lot of Yankees fans and has really flown on to the radar with Yankees fans recently. I don't know what the Twins are thinking because it's like, why would you want to get rid of Arias? So I do agree with you in that front. But a 3-team trade, I was talking about it with Ryan yesterday, last night in the live stream. By the way, Gabe, thank you for stopping by in the live stream last night. It was a blast having you come in and ask some questions. And more, not really to ask questions, more just taunt me for my love for Tyler Wade. But nonetheless, it was a blast. But Ryan and I were talking about a potential 3-team trade for Arias, where we get Arias, the Twins get Pablo Lopez, and the Marlins get Glaber Torres and a prospect. How would you feel if that were to be something that the Yankees pull the trigger on?
I'd be okay with that. Luis Arias is a better hitter than Glaber Torres.
Mm-hmm.
He's a versatile player. I think he'd fit right in. You know, he could hit leadoff, he could hit middle of the order, wherever you want.
A 330
I'd be
leadoff
fine
hitter?
with giving Glaber. I'd be fine with giving up Glaber and maybe a prospect, maybe a Clark Schmidt, maybe something else. I don't know. Clark Schmidt kind of sounds like a good fit for Minnesota.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. I think it works over there because I think it was Ryan, he did an article yesterday on trading for Luis Arias, and Clark Schmidt's player comp is very close to Sonny Gray. So they both rely on their breaking stuff, really good slider, decent 2-seam sinker as well. Like, I could see the Twins being interested in that. So that's not a bad idea, Gabe. I like that. Now, kind of leaving you the floor here and letting your imagination run wild. What are some moves that you would like to see the Yankees make, or that you see them making in these next couple of weeks before we ramp up with spring training and pitchers and catchers reporting and all the fixins?
Dude, I don't really know. I think that this is kind of the team that we have right now is kind
Yankees
of what
fans
we're
aren't
gonna
like that, Gabe.
get. Dude, I'm just trying to be realistic here. I mean, I don't think Brian Reynolds is happening from what we saw yesterday.
God, no.
They want
4 top prospects? What are you doing?
They want a Juan Soto return for Brian Reynolds, and he's a great baseball player. You know, he had a 6th worst season back in 2021.
Yeah.
Last year not quite as high, but still had a solid season. I don't know, man. Like, on the pitching front, I feel like we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Carlos Rodon, absolute stud. Bullpen doesn't really need any help. I mean, I love Arias, like you just said. Absolutely, he'd be a phenomenal bat to add. I'm just kind of looking forward to Volpe and Peraza and watching them kind of get to do their thing. You know, Volpe's going to get a chance to win the starting job out of spring training. That's going to be really entertaining.
Do you think he really has a chance? Like,
yes,
let's be honest
I do.
Here.
I
like,
do.
If he plays better than everyone, do you think they give him the reins?
He'd have to play significantly beher than everyone.
Gotcha.
Like, if he lights it on fire, they won't really have an excuse not to, because they did say
that's true.
It's his job. I remember they did that with Glaber Torres a couple years back, and he kind of pressed a little bit, and then he ended up coming up in like late April. I think It'll be similar to that with Volpe. Not that he's gonna press, but I think we'll probably end up seeing him like early May, maybe a little bit of a boost there. That'll be a lot of fun.
Because
I
isn't
think
it
I
once you
think
get
it's
a month, you
Peraza.
get more service time? If they stay in the minors for
Yeah,
a month,
they.
you get another year or
I
something.
need to look up exactly what it is, but they did make a change with the new CBA
Oh, that's
that
awesome. Wasn't aware of that.
yeah, one of the new rules to try and incentivize teams to call up their top prospects on opening day. I think it has something to do like if you call up a top prospect, like you get an extra draft pick. It's something like that. I'd have to look at the details. I'm sure our buddy Ryan is all over that.
I
But
was about to
I
say,
think
I'll have Ryan fill it out.
yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited to watch Anthony Volpe. I mean, he could be in our top 5 of the lineup easily. Very
Look at what the
promising.
Astros did with Pena, dude. At what
Exactly.
point do the Yankees just say screw it and take that risk? Look at what the Braves have done with all of their stud guys.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and like that. That's kind of like what we thought Peraza, the role he'd have last year. We thought we'd be seeing him sometime mid-season. Didn't really end up working out that way. But this year,
that's because
um,
IKF's the best defensive shortstop in baseball.
top 5 to 7, top 5 to 7 shortstop, defensively. But
Okay.
hey, I'm just quoting our manager, man. That's not my. I don't
I
have an
love the
opinion.
questions where it's like, by what defensive metrics? He's like, whatever
He
you
said
want to go by.
he said DRS. The Yankees love defensive run save. That's like their metric or whatever.
And IKF also hates outs above average. He's like, that doesn't represent me
Oh,
as a
wait,
human
hey,
being,
hater.
as a player.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, remember he's like I don't pay attention to that, like outs above average stuff. He's like I think defensive run saves is the better stat, and I'm like, oh, I wonder why you say
That's
that.
funny.
Is it because that outs above average hate you? Is that why? Like I think it was the stat by the Yankee librarian. He posted
Joe.
Awesome. Yeah, Joe's the man.
He's the
I love
best.
Joe. He also like runs the short porch
Porch.
sports. Excuse me, porch sports. So like I think he's amazing. He's awesome, hilarious, and he posted a stat a little while back where it's like balls hit right at a IKF. He had like -11 outs above average.
Yeah, I believe this. It was he was the worst player in baseball defensively. Not to. I don't want to be mean to IKF. It's
No, you can be mean to
January.
IKF. We don't care.
No, I know, but I always feel bad. On balls coming in, he was absolutely horrific on coming in on balls. I believe he ranked last in baseball. And at balls right, he showed good range at shortstop.
Yeesh. True.
Also did not have a great arm.
No,
But
I think he could move over to third base a little bit more this season, and I think that would do a lot of good for him.
Yeah.
I'm done with the Josh Donaldson experiment. We've had enough of
currently,
this.
currently we have kind of a surplus in the infield. We have Gleyber Torres, Peraza, Donaldson, Volpe, IKF,
DJ.
Mayhew. Can't believe I forgot.
6
And,
guys.
yeah, and Rizzo's going to be starting, over 140 games over at first base. He's kind of our rock. I mean, there's a lot of spots and only three to fill. And you assume Glaber's going to be playing most of the games at short. Excuse me, at second, unless hopefully not.
Maybe we do it again. Maybe we try it again. Put him at shortstop.
It wouldn't shock me, dude. But
it would be such a boon move to be like, we like Glaber at short. We think his arm really works over there.
I don't even think the Yankees would do that at this point. I think Gleyber at shortstop is done, thankfully.
Yeah,
But,
thankfully.
I don't really know where Donaldson's going to fit in. I'm like pretty interested, honestly, because I do think that he's better than what he showed last year, man.
He
Like
has to
I
be,
don't
right?
think he's a 90 to 95 OPS plus guy. I think he's got a little bit more in the tank than that. He was great defensively, but a lot of his metrics offensively really just tanked last year. He was chasing. He wasn't hitting the ball hard. He wasn't hitting it in the air anymore.
Didn't hit any meatballs either. Love to
Yeah,
watch pitches
yes.
down the middle.
Yes, great video made by that guy. And I think he just kind of got old, and I'm really interested to see because it's going to be really hard to dump that 21 mil that the Yankees owe him. So I don't know if he starts the year at third and then he slowly starts losing time there. I don't know if he actually starts performing well, then it's going to be a problem, kind of a good problem.
Yeah,
But
good problem. If
I'm
JD plays
interested.
well, dude, that'd be huge for the team. Because, like you said, there's no way he can possibly be that bad again. Like that was some of the plays that
think
he
so.
was making defensively though were insane. And usually when someone gets older, it's usually the defense that goes by the wayside, not the offense.
Yeah, it doesn't
But
really make
JD,
any sense.
it was the complete opposite. It's like what? And also for a guy that like is so committed to his craft and working on his swing and getting in the batting cages and taking looks at everything, I felt like there was no way that he could have just been that bad all season, and he was. So I think 2023 has to be a bounce back year for the guy. I mean, his legacy's on the line at this point. Like last year, there's a lot of stuff going on outside of him playing, like the whole Tim Anderson, Jackie thing. You could tell that really messed with him because after that incident, he was like atrocious for the past, like for the final 3 months of baseball. So maybe we see a new JD. I would love to see JD bounce back because it just means the Yankees actually have a guy that's making 25 million and is playing well, making 25 million.
Yeah.
And one guy we talked about before the episode that you're a believer in, and you've been a believer in him for a while now, is Aaron Hicks. If Hicks is the left fielder come opening day and he and Oswaldo are splitting time, am I crazy to say that he's going to have a better season than this year with no shift? He was shifted against 92% of the time last season, and every time he did it right into the shift. So maybe we see the best Hicks yet.
I don't know. I wouldn't say the best Hicks yet. I do think he. I mean, I'm kind of like a fake Aaron Hicks believer. Like I'm rooting for the guy. It was pretty rough to watch him last year, other than the infamous homer off of Presley last June. But I do think Aaron Hicks is here to stay unless we add another outfielder. Then they would probably look to move him at that point. Don't think you're gonna get much. But the Yankees did pick up Ortega, so I do think he's better than you think. You look at it.
He had like a 120 WRC plus 2 years ago.
Yeah, like you look at his Fangraphs and you'll be like, oh, this guy's actually a major league ball player.
And we added Willie Calhoun, the former top prospect from the Rangers. Even though he can't play defense,
yes,
he can still swing it and put a little pop in the bat.
Yeah, wouldn't love to see him roaming left field at Yankee Stadium. But
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, so funny. We got to watch Andujar play there for a couple games.
God, that's such a fever dream. It still doesn't feel real seeing Andujar in left field. Like I was like, oh God, and like the way he like fielded like fly balls and stuff, and like balls hit like in front of him was just like he do it at third base. So it's like, every time the ball was in front of him.
I will say this: I had more confidence in him when he played left field than when he played third.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like seriously.
I couldn't agree more with you. I mean, that should also show you how rough it was at third with him. But again, when he was on that 2018, right? Or was it 2017?
2018.
Yeah, when he hit like those 42 doubles, Miggy doubles, that's what the nickname was. Like, I was a believer. I thought he was going to be a beast. And then sadly, the defense never really caught up with him, and his bat fell off a cliff when he got injured and came back and wasn't the same. And now he's a Pittsburgh Pirate. So honestly, the Pirates should just give us Reynolds because we gave them Andujar. Like, I feel like those two cancel out if this was 2017.
Dude. Yeah, we were talking about a trade with the Pirates for an outfielder. We were talking about the wrong outfielder.
The wrong guy. Give me Andujar.
No, but Oswaldo is awesome. He's a fan favorite, rightfully so. He had a pretty rough postseason. But don't forget the fact that he's only 23 years old, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's 20. Yeah, he's 20.
He played some great baseball last year down the stretch. And that, I believe he had a 111 WRC plus, and that includes like an 0 for 26 stretch he had when he came up, when he was still adjusting. So, and he was phenomenal in right field. Remember, it felt like
his defense anywhere he played, he was phenomenal. I think he had 9 outs.
I didn't love him at short. I didn't love him at shortstop.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
he had 9 outs above average in the outfield and 4 in the infield last season.
Wow, all right. But left field, he'd never played there before, and they stuck him there in the postseason, so they've got confidence in this guy. I like him as a util player, a little bit more than just like a locked into an everyday starting role. But I mean, if he's gonna hit like he did down the stretch last year, I mean that's a legit bat in the lineup, and I'm fine with him playing every day. If that's left field, so be it. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. The Yankees fan base is always expecting the team to go out and get every great baseball player in the league. And sadly, that's not how the sport works. But I do think the Yankees could do a little bit more here in the next couple of weeks before the season starts. And them coming out and saying we're not making any more moves recently leads me to believe that they got something working behind the scenes. Because that's how it always is with this team. They always say one thing and they do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like as we all like to recall when they said Gio's our starting third baseman, gone. Voigt's our starting first baseman, gone. We really like Andujar, gone. Like, I don't know, man. I do think that there's more to be desired, but I do think that this team is going to be better than last year's team. And that's kind of what I wanted to like end this episode on and get your thoughts. If the Yankees were to run out the lineup that they have right now, do you think it's going to be better than last year's team? Because like it's basically the exact same offensive lineup, except in theory we should be seeing less Donaldson, less IKF, more Peraza, more Volpe, and hopefully a healthy DJ LeMahieu.
And Oswaldo. And Bader.
And Oswaldo, yep, and Oswaldo, and Bader, yeah. See, that's the thing. Like this team's got to be better, right?
I certainly think that they're better, and not just from the offensive, just from an offensive standpoint. I think their pitching is. I think this is the best Yankees pitching team in a long time. I mean that's if they stay healthy. I mean, yeah. I don't think that's a hot take or anything.
No, it's
like,
not a hot take, but I'm like, yeah. we've had some good pitching in the past. Like,
yeah, but not like this, man. Like
not like this. Yeah.
The Cole Rodon 1-2 is as good as it gets. Honestly.
And then Sevy Nestor.
And then Sevy Nestor Montas.
That could be on teams 1-2 with Sevy and Nestor.
And I mean, Montas was the ace of Oakland last year. Don't forget that. And we already talked about the bullpen. Yeah, we already talked about the bullpen and how dominant that is. But yeah, DJ LeMahieu's a huge X factor. Not having him against Houston last year, not that he would have been the difference. We got swept, but that's a big bat for us to miss. And I'm very excited for Volpe to be in the lineup. I think he could be a legit impact guy. And, Giancarlo Stanton had, let's be honest, he did not have a good season last year. No. Like, when you look at his numbers, it's, kind of shocking how,
his BABIP, Gabe, was 100 points lower than it's ever been.
That's crazy. And but, I mean, I think a lot of it had to do with
everything
injury.
fell off. Yeah,
I think almost all of it had to do with injury. When Giancarlo's healthy, we know that he's a beast. And, you can't really... Nobody would counter that. So I think a healthy Stanton and Judge is an elite duo to have in the order. Rizzo's a very solid bat. And Glaber and DJ are good bats too. So, I mean, this is a really good team.
We have the talent to beat Houston. We just couldn't put it together last year. And I know all the Houston fans are going to come on this video and be like, in what world? Houston's the objectively better team. Well, it's baseball, so you never know. The Dodgers won what last year? 109 games? And they didn't even make it out of the wild card.
Yeah,
it's baseball. You never know.
You
need to get
NLDS.
Yeah, you need to get. Yeah, thank you. You need to get guys hot when it matters, and that's why the Phillies went to the World Series. That Phillies team was certainly not even anywhere close to the best team in the NL, and they all got hot when it mattered. Kyle Schwarber hit home runs left and right. Reese Hoskins.
Bryce Harper was like a legend.
Bryce was a god. Yeah. Brandon Marsh hit 2 huge home runs for them.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Brandon Marsh. Yeah, the caveman.
You couldn't have expected this, and that's what makes baseball such an amazing sport.
I mean,
is that the impossible happens?
Yeah, I mean, you hear Cashman. I know everybody loves Cashman, but he calls the postseason, a crapshoot, and to an extent, it kind of is. But the Yankees, the team to beat is Houston, and we've known that. We've lost all 3 of our ALCSs to them. So, it's can we match up with them? Do they need to make a couple more moves at the deadline? We will.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Maybe that's where they trade for a left fielder or another bat or whatever it needs to be. But, Houston's the team to beat. I think we match up decently with them right now. Last ALCS, last postseason, I kind of felt with the injuries and everything that we were pretty overmatched. Yeah. But, hopefully we go in healthy this year. And hopefully we don't get swept.
I love that confidence,
that's my hope.
Gabe. I can see your oozing confidence saying that too. You're just like, I feel like hopefully we don't get swept. Oh god. But no, I don't know, man. I think that this Yankees team, as of right now, is definitely better on paper than it was last year to start opening day. And that's kind of what I wanted to wrap up this episode with. Last year, remember the opening day lineup? We had Donaldson batting leadoff, Gallo batting 6th. Higashioka starting. IKF in
Hicks in the 7th.
Hicks starting. I feel like this year's lineup is going to see a lot more youth, and that's how it should be. And there are a lot of fans out there that are like, you can't be banking on 3 or 4 of these young guys to pan out and to be great.
You just need one of them.
But that's the thing, yeah. You also have to give them the opportunity.
Yeah.
I referenced the Braves at the beginning of the episode because of AA and all the work he's done over there with, holding their families hostage and getting them to sign terrible team-friendly deals. But at the end of the day, Matt Olson brought up a great point. They got towel warmers in the clubhouse now. So that's worth it for me. But I think the way the A's have constructed their team and the way they don't really have any fear over calling up stud youngsters is how the Yankees need to operate. We have so many good players at the top of the farm system that are literally right on the precipice of breaking into the major leagues. I know I know Jason Dominguez is probably a year away, or at least 4 or 5 months of playing well in Double A and
Yeah,
Triple A
probably
away.
2024.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing.
What
But
about
if we
Wells?
get-
Is Wells possible for? I've
Yeah,
seen some
Wells is
people say
definitely-
possible.
Yeah,
Is
Wells
he going to
a guy
start
that's
at
possible.
Double A?
He's starting in Triple A.
Oh, okay, so it's super
Because
possible.
he dominated in Double A.
Oh, shit.
He's in the same boat that Elijah Dunham,
Dude.
one of my favorites, is.
Yeah,
Where
he's-
they're gonna start the season in Triple A.
Dude, I can already see it right now. Wells comes up, like in early September, because we need a bat, and he's like raking. He has like a 930
it.
OPS. And we're like, oh shit, we need to find a way into the lineup, and then we have to put Stanton in left field again.
Well, I don't know. Can't Wells man the outfield a little bit? Can't he? Play
I don't
left
think
field?
he's played the outfield.
Oh,
I think I looked it up, or at least he certainly hasn't played left field.
ah.
So, and like I would still prefer Stanton over him. But like I'm just
Sure.
imagining right
Yeah.
now, like we have to put Stanton in the outfield now for the playoffs. Like they don't want to do that, but like we need Wells to play.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
the dream, Gabe. Because you know in
No,
that
I can't- I'm
situation, you probably got
envisioning
Ozzy and Volpe on the roster at the same time as well. So it's
Dude,
like
imagine
that'd be crazy.
4 of the 5 starters at some point next year in the starting lineup is Waldo, Peraza, Volpe, and Wells. Like 4 of the 5 are like rookies.
Ooh, that's what
That'd be
Cashman
cool.
wants to hear. Cashman would be sitting on his throne saying, "I fucking told you so."
Hal would
if
love
that's
that,
how
bro.
if that's how it works out, dude.
That's how.
Because everyone likes to say the Yankees won 99 games last year with IKF and Donaldson and Hicks getting basically everyday playtime. So that the team's good. The team's great. The question is that are they going to be able to put it together down the stretch and win games when it matters most? And some of the youth last year came up and made big impacts in the postseason. Like I know a lot of guys struggled offensively in the postseason, but Peraza showed he can be the shortstop of the future in that series against Houston. The dude is making like insane diving plays, flipping it with the glove to Glaber, stabbing at the ball and just getting charging the ball as well when it's on the shallow infield and getting it over to first quickly. Like Oswald Peraza, in my opinion, could be one of the key contributors on this team next year if he starts opening day.
Yeah,
and he should.
I think he's currently, if you had to write out the Yankees lineup, he's currently the starting shortstop unless he has a horrible spring training. I think it's his job to lose, man.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed, Gabe. Absolutely agreed. Well, my man, I appreciate you coming on and joining us for Fireside Yankees once more. We always love having you on. It's always a blast talking with you, picking your brain, getting into the inner. What's the? I'm trying to think of the Patrick Star quote from Star Wars. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Patrick Star quote from Star Wars.
From SpongeBob. My bad. Did I say
It's
from Star Wars? Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, I meant from SpongeBob. Patrick Star from SpongeBob, where he's
Yeah, I
like,
figured.
the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
My bad. Of course, you're like the Star Wars. Patrick Star Wars in Star Wars? What the hell? That's why it's called Star Wars, Gabe. But anyways, appreciate you joining us, my guy. Everyone in the comments, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think, if this team is really going to be that good, or if you think that Cashman hasn't done enough. That's the wrong answer. But nonetheless, cannot wait for 2023 to start. We only have a month now until pitchers and catchers report. It's getting there, Gabe. We only have a little bit more time until we can finally actually enjoy things again.
Dude, I'm very excited. I miss the Yankees like very badly.
It's been rough, and especially this month, dude. This month has gone by begrudgingly slow because there's no baseball, and it's so close that everyone's just itching for baseball. It's like a heroin addict. You're just sitting here like scratching your skin, like, please give me baseball. I need it back. I need it. But anyways, everyone, of course, follow us on Twitter. Gabe's name on below will have it like changed, so it's gonna say Playoff Tanaka there.
Follow me.
Give him a follow. He's only got like 45,000 followers. He needs more.
If you want to, you don't have to if you don't want.
No, you have to. That's a direct order from your superior officer.
Thank you.
But all right, everyone, appreciate you as always. Much love. The love we've gotten for Fireside Yankees to start off this year is fantastic and
Get
awesome.
them to 10K on Twitter if they haven't already. I don't know. Do you
Gabe, we're at 10.4K on Twitter. So
Get them
get
to,
us to 11K
10.5.
on Twitter.
Get them to 10.5.
Thanks, Gabe. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah.
But with that episode, this was a fun one, a little bit longer than the other ones we've done, but wanted to pick Gabe's brain a bit. Make sure, once again, gonna keep saying it. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Empire Sports Media for all your articles and blogs as well. Our Twitter page has popped off, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you use as your vice, we're on. So there's no excuse not to follow us.
What about Facebook?
We're on Facebook. We've got a big following on Facebook. All the old heads love us on Facebook.
What about Tumblr?
We have Tumblr too.
Actually?
You wouldn't believe it. Yeah, we have a MySpace account too. So you know what?
No.
Whatever you say, we're ready for.
You're
No,
kidding.
we don't have a MySpace.
Oh.
We do not have a MySpace. Also, what about Tumblr? What do you use Tumblr, Gabe?
No, but I know that's like a site or something. Pinterest.
It is. We also have a Pinterest and an Etsy. Follow us on
Images.
Gmail and Google Spaces.
Getty Images /
Anywhere and everywhere.
Fireside.
Fireside Yankees it should be what you look for. So with that, I'm Nick Nielsen. That's Gabe Playoff Tanaka over there, baby. And this was a fun episode. We'll see you guys next time. Peace, later, adios.